What is up, YouTube family? So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 strategies that you can actually implement today to close one extra wholesale deal a month with whatever currently you got going on right now. And this does not cost you any marketing costs, okay? So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to show your boy King Khang some love. Boom, smash that thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. Be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button and let's rock and roll. But before I jump into that, go ahead, if you have any questions, comment in the chat. And if you haven't followed me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Thread, and every other social media, there is the link. So let me see. Hold on really quick here. Let me get the share out. I'm now live. Okay. What's going on? So here we rock and roll, baby. So before we get started, for those of you who haven't grabbed my first book ever, we just launched this book where I took 12 years of my knowledge, experience, over 1,000 YouTube video, and I jam-pack it all down to this one book, okay? It's the secret to wholesaling your wholesaling real estate completely virtual. All you need is a laptop, phone, and internet, and you can do this from anywhere in the world. In this book, I pretty much cut out all the BS and just get straight to the point where I'll give you straight tips, tricks, secrets, hacks, exactly how to close your first wholesale deal completely virtual. So you want to grab a copy, go to WTMbook.com because what's included in the book, now if you have Kindle, hold on a second. If you have Kindle, it's completely for free. You can download it. All I'm asking from you, all right, for those of you who grab a copy to help support me, is to drop me a review on Amazon because we are trying to stay at the top. Just within, I think, like a week and a half of launching, we're still at #1 on Amazon. So if you can, that'll be awesome. And for those of you who drop a review, who goes and get the book, here's what included that I'm going to give for you for free on top of everything. I'm going to give you a free ARV calculator to help you figure out what the, basically what the cost is, what the comps, right? For those of you who have trouble running comps and figure out what the property's worth, I'm going to give you a free ARV calculator. I'm also going to hook you up with a free rehab calculator, which these are like things that my teams have spent countless of hours on, all right, to get it in your hands. The rehab calculator is going to help you figure out what the repair cost would be on a property so you can make an offer on it. And then I'm also going to hook you up with an never shared before. It's a recording call between me, my VA, and the seller, and how we made $30,000 on this one deal. Once again, all I'm asking from you back in return, you can get the copy for free on Kindle. It's just to drop me a review on Amazon. And I just made an announcement that my launch on the book, and I'm going to take all that profit and we're going to donate it to a charity cost of whatever it is that you want to do. So comment down below and let me know where you want the money to go to. But right now, so far, everybody wants it to go to like this sex trafficking underground thing. And I think my wife, Lon, she's very all in on that as well. So anyways, let me know down below. So go to WTMbook.com and grab yourself a copy. And if you can't wholesale, dude, this thing will get you rock and rolling. Okay, so hold on a second. Any question, drop in the comment. But sorry, that took a while. That took like 4 minutes. Okay, so method #1, all right? Now, this does not cost you any extra marketing money. So strategy method #1 is called Cohostelling. So what you do is all you need to do is you can hire a VA, and they can do this on your behalf. It doesn't cost you time or your effort. So this is something that I implement in my own company. So I got a VA 8 hours a day, full time, that co-wholesale. So what you do is you go on Facebook group and you find or the local RIA, and you find other wholesaler that has a property under contract and just help them find the buyer for their deal. And it's called JV, right? Joint venture, JV the deal, and then get 50-50 split. That's it. It costs you nothing, costs you no money. And you can get a VA to do this. So let's just say if they were going to make $20K on that deal, well, you get $10K and that wholesaler gets $10K. Costs you no marketing money. Now, for those of you have a property under contract, and if you need help finding buyer for your deal, I don't care what city, what states you're in, email it over to that, jvdeals@wtmfam.com. My VA will help you find a buyer for your deal. And we have done this to so many of my students, okay? And obviously, if you're part of my academy, then you're a VIP. But that's pretty much it. Hire a VA, train them how to pull cash buyer lists, and then just reach out to other wholesaler that has a property in a contract, and boom. Strategy number 1. Comment down below and let me know if you like that. This is something a lot of you are so focused on finding deals that you're not utilizing and helping people. You have a large cash buyer list. Why don't you look at other people, other wholesaler that has a deal under contract, and connect them with your buyers? Boom. Okay. Strategy number 2. Let me clean the board real quick here. So strategy number 2 is pocket listing. So for those of you who don't know what pocket listing is you need to connect and network with 3 to 4 realtors. So you need to find 3 to 4 realtors where you can connect and build relationship with. Now, this is something you can do, or you can have your VA do as well, because all they do is they call some local realtors and they just build relationship. And you do not tell them that you're a wholesaler. Never, ever tell a realtor that you're a wholesaler. Just say that, hey, my partner and I, right, we're looking to buy, fix, and flip some property in the area. And we're looking to build some relationship with some really good agents or badass realtors that we can work with. We buy property in any condition, any situation. We have cash. We can close quickly. When you talk to an agent, you want to talk with confidence. Okay? And let them know that, hey, it doesn't matter what condition the property in, we will buy regardless. And we can close with cash fast. And what you want them to do is you want to build relationship with 3 to 4 realtors, and you want them to go out there and you want them to find off-market deal for you. This is what JV is about. This is what pocket listing is, which means they will actually bring you the deal before they put it on the market. This is why it's called pocket listing. So which means they will call you and be like, hey, I got the seller. Before I put it on the market, I just want to see if you want to make an offer on the property. And every deal that they send over to you, you want to make an offer on every single deal that they send over. Now, is every one of them that they send over is a deal? The answer is no. Same thing with us calling motivated seller. Okay, but the reason why you want to make an offer on each and every single one of them, because you want to show that agent that you're active and that you're serious about buying deals. As long as the number makes sense, you're ready to pull the trigger and ready to close. Make sense? Because a realtor, their whole thing is if they send it over to you and you're just looking at the deal and you never respond and you never make an offer on it, to them it's like, dude, this might be a waste of time. But there will be so make an offer on every single one of them and let them know. All right? And all you need to do is build a relationship with 3 or 4 realtors that can actually do this for you. Pocket listing. And if you build relationship right now, I have realtors. I think we have 3 good relationship with 3 realtors that's sending me deals off market, and we constantly making offer on it every single month. Pocket listing is absolutely a gold mine. The lowest that I ever made on a pocket listing is $40K. The lowest is $40,000. Majority of them sits around $50K per deal. And then you're going to wonder like, hey, who's going to pay the realtor commission? Typically at this point, dude, typically the seller pays the realtor commissions, but I always kick my agent man something. Dude, if you make $40K and you give them an extra $5K, does that matter? No. Pocket change. And then they're going to bring you another one that you're going to make another $40K. Right? So never step over dollars for pennies when it comes to building relationship. It doesn't matter if they make a commission with the seller or not. That's on that end. And that's when this is so important when it comes to building relationship, because everybody wants to know is what's in it for them. So if I work with you, I bring you the deal. What is in it for me? Right? Okay, you got the deal, but what is it for me? And that, my friend, is key. So I would send them like, dude, I would send them a holiday gift. I would give them money back, kickback. Boom. So now they'll be like, hey, instead of sending it to other investors, shoot, Khang's going to be, he's going to close on it. Boom, he's going to kick me back 5K. And then also too, is that let them know that, hey, listen, if it's either me or one of my partners going to buy it, but if we end up, listing the, fix the property and relist it, we're going to try to relist it back with you. Right. And then you let your buyer know that, hey, we got this realtor here, right, that we built really good relationship with. If you end up fixing up the property, relist it with that agent, that'll be great. Right. And then that's going to be up to the buyer side. But at least you let the agent know that. So they'll be like, okay, so if I sell it to Khang, Khang's going to fix it up or his partner's going to fix it up. And then there's a chance for me to relist the property. So now they get to like double dip. Make sense? And also too is pocket listing. If they bring it to you, instead of putting it on the market, they have to split the commission. Maybe they get the 5, 4, 6% commission with, right? So all of these are benefits to the agent as well. But our goal is obviously, all we care about is getting the deal. Any question, drop in the chat, but does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so strategy number 3. We got it, co-wholesaling, pocket listing, costs you no money out of pocket. Now here's strategy number 3, and this one is gold. And I can guarantee you right now that 99.9% of your investors or your influencer, real estate influencer that you follow have never shared this method with you. Guaranteed. Property manager. I want you, dude, to freaking, once again, you can have a VA or your employee do this. Do all of these. It required no time, no effort from you at all. Property manager. Guess what they do? Comment in the chat and let me know. What does property manager do? Dude, they manage other real estate investors' property. So that means they have a lot of landlord. There's a lot of landlord. They right in their phone book. Well, guess what? All you need to do is reach out to all the local property manager in the area and say, hey, listen, we're looking to actually buy some property. I don't know if you have any landlord that wants to get rid of any property. And you want to tell them, hey, you buy cash, you're ready to close, all of that, and then you would buy the property, and then you would have them manage the property. Because they don't want you to like get the property and then have someone else manage it, right? But tell them, hey, if we buy from you, we'll let you continue to manage the property. But we're looking for some deals to buy right now. Do you have any landlord that are like in a situation where they just want to get out? And if you make enough calls, if you talk to enough property manager, my friend, because there's a bunch of them, there will be landlord that'll be like, hey, I'm done. And then all of a sudden, because what happened is the landlord's going to tell the property manager, every single thing that's happening with that property, the property manager know what's going on. They communicate it with the landlord, the owner, and there will be a situation where, dude, they want to get out of the situation. And the property manager will be like, hey, listen, I got an investor here that's interested in buying your property. Would love to connect you guys. Boom. And once again, it all comes down to it's just building relationship. Call them up. Boom. If you implement these 3 methods, right, into your existing wholesaling business right now, I don't care if you're doing 15 deals a month or 1 deal a month. But just by implementing these 3 strategies into your existing wholesaling business, you, my friend, will be able to close 1 deal a month. Just 1 extra deal a month. And that 1 extra deal, my friend, I don't know about you, but my average deal is between 20 to 25K. What if you hire 1 employee, 1 VA, that's $5 to $6 an hour, and they're able to help you close just 1 extra deal a month? No-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Once again, if you enjoy this, dude, you got to check out the book. So, okay, I'm going to take some questions, and then we're going to wrap this up. So any questions, drop it in the chat. Once again, If you haven't followed me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitters, and all that, there you go. And for those of you who's like new, fresh into the game, you don't know where to start, you're like kind of confused, lost, and overwhelmed, here's a free training for you. Go to WTMclass.com. It's a 15-minute video where I break down the steps of the process and show you exactly how I do 96 deals a year, completely virtual. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. Questions. Okay, let's see any questions. What company do you use for your VA? So Edgar, so they're a Facebook group that we actually use to hire our VA. So if you haven't seen that video, you might want to go check my Instagram because I share it on there. Okay. Can you explain, I can't pronounce your name, but can you explain co-wholesaling? Absolutely. It's very, very simple, man. And this is something where I think for those of you who's starting out, who have trouble closing your first deal, and you're like, don't got any money, and you don't have a deal under contract yet, co-wholesaling is a great way. It's a great way to actually close your first deal. So all you're doing is you're finding other wholesaler that actually have a property in a contract. So for example, if you reach out to me and I got a property in a contract, you'll be like, hey, Khang, can I help you find a buyer for your deal? And majority of them will be like, yeah, dude, bring me a buyer. So all you're doing is that you're not talking to seller. You're not putting property in a contract, right? The co-wholesaling, it's like no money out of pocket, period. So you're over here building up your cash buyer, okay? And then all you do is you find a wholesaler that has a property in a contract, and then you link your cash buyer to their deal. And if let's just say that deal is going to make them $20K, then typically on a JV deal, it's a 50-50 split. So they get 10,000, you get 10,000, and it costs you no money. So co-wholesaling doesn't require a whole lot of skills, which means you don't need to learn how to market to motivate a seller. You don't need to learn how to talk to seller. You don't need to learn how to put property in a contract. That's why right? So co-wholesaling. Make sense? Khang is a straight shooter. How do I access the Facebook group? I am a pay member and I never got in. Oh, Scorpion, that's weird. So could you email over to WTMfam@gmail.com? So shoot an email over there. And then one of my, Angie or one of my girls should be able to get you into the Facebook group. But yeah, like to me, man, I got so many of you have asked me, so Khang, what is a good real estate book that you can recommend? And honestly, there's just really none that I can really recommend and say, hey, this is a good one, because dude, some of them are either too long, just too much bullshit in there, or just too complicated to understand. So I decided with my ghostwriter, for those of you, let's be real, you know that I'm a high school dropout. I can't read and write shit. So I work with my ghostwriter, and we jam-pack everything down to 43 pages long. That's it. Where I just give you straight exactly what to do. Step by step, show you exactly how to find motivated seller. I share with you all the techniques, all the secrets, holding nothing back, no secrets, no gatekeeper, none of that bullshit. Not talking about no motivation shit, dude. Just straight up show you exactly how it's done. Cut out all the freaking BS, because that's what I want, right? Show you how to find the cash buyer, put the property in a contract, finding the title company right here, baby. So if you want to grab a copy, it is free on Kindle. If you have Kindle, it's free. Here is how you get it. The link could be in my description, or go to WTMclass.com. And honestly, truly, it would mean the world to me. If you end up grabbing the book, just drop me a review. It will mean the world. Because right now, we're still at number 1, 5-star, baby. Did you ever take Baby Rari to Autobahn? No. I have not. So if we can run into another wholesaler, just bring a buyer. That is correct. Not on a racetrack either, man, because Lon doesn't want me to. Lon is like a grandma. You already know I had to buy one. Joey, thank you so much. Once again, you guys, each and every single one of you that grab the book, all the profit. We're taking it to a good cost. So right now, I think the launch of the book, we sold over 1,000 copies, and I made a video on it already. We made about almost, I think, a little over $1,100, $1,130.27, and all of that money is going to go to sex trafficking. I don't even know if I could say that on YouTube, but that's where it's going to go. And I will write a check, and I'll make sure that all that is being done and recorded and all that. So, Khang, have you heard the new wholesaling laws in 24 in Texas? I have not. Let's be honest. I have not. But here's what I do know. I do know that wholesaling is not going to go away anytime soon. And I do know that in Illinois, Oklahoma, but maybe you can let me know. Illinois, Oklahoma, typically you need a license to do it, correct? In Illinois, you can only wholesale one deal a year without a license. So there's ways to go about this. One is get a license. Two, partner up with someone that has a license. Number three, wholesale virtually. Go into a different market. Once again, I show you exactly how it is in this little book. So once you're able to virtually wholesale, my friend, you're not capped in like your own city or your own states. You're able to go, you know that you can go in any city, any states and dominate. You're not trapped in a box. The next one is you can do is what's called a double closing. So a double closing, man, this will get away with any requirements. Oh, Texas require a license now too? Yeah, dude, do a double closing. This will get you out of having a license. Here's what a double closing means. Comment and let me know if you don't know what double closing is, and I will explain it. Because if you guys already know what a double closing is, I don't need to waste time, right? And this will get you away from not needing a license. But a lot of you don't know about the whole double closing and the costs and all the fees. So I want to make sure that we're not wasting time. Anybody here already know about double closing? So now they're making Texas have a license too? Okay, got it. Okay, well, let me explain it. So here's what a double closing is. And I think I've already done a video on this, on a double closing. But let me run through it. What time I got? Can we double close if the assignment is $3K? No. Dude, if the assignment is $3K, just tell your buyer, hey, what if you just pay me outside of closing? Just give you cash or write you a personal check. Some people are like not wanting to do that, but some people do. So for those of you, let's do DOUB, double closing. So let me explain a double closing. For those of you who don't understand, because you need to understand what a double closing is. DOUB, double closing. Okay, a double closing, let's just say that you got a seller here, okay? And then this is you. Okay. So you got a property under contract with the seller for $100K, okay? And then you found a buyer. Here's your buyer. And then you're going to sell it over to, let's just say, $120. So obviously, here's how the double closing work. But you need to understand this. It's extremely important. The reason why it's not going to work, if you only make $3,000 on a deal, it's not going to work because you don't have enough spread in the deal to cover the closing costs. So when you do a double closing, you actually end up becoming a buyer on the deal. You're actually going to close on it and take title for maybe like a day, right? So you're actually going to buy the property. So which means if you don't have the $100,000, you have to use what's called transactional. RJ, what up, dude? RJ, thank you so much, dude, for the love, bro. So you have to get what's called transactional funding. So what they do is they loan on typical this kind of closing, double closing, short-term, right? Short-term funding. And typically they charge you between 1% to 2%, man, right? And then you also have to pay for the seller closing costs if that's what agreed upon. So you got the excise tax, the transfer tax, the title insurance, all of that. And typically the closing cost, man, will be 3%. So that's already $3,000 on $100,000 plus the transactional funding. So you got no money. So there's no money left for you in on the deal. Make sense? Now, some title company, you have to ask. Some title company can use the end buyer's fund to fund the whole entire transaction, which means you don't have to come out of pocket of $100,000, and you don't need to get transactional funding for the $100K. But once again, you still got to pay the closing costs and the fees. Now you have to close with the seller. So you actually become a buyer, and then you're going to close on this transaction. And then now you're going to end up becoming the seller. So now you become the seller, and then the buyer, okay, and now you close with the buyer. So for 120, now there's costs and fees on this as well. Unless you agree with the buyer that the buyer's going to pay all the closing costs and all the fees, which means you will net 20K if that's what I agree with the buyer. But if you don't tell the buyer they got to pay all your closing costs and all your fees, now as a seller, you got to pay your own seller closing costs. And that's typically about, let's just say, 2.5%. Now, on 100,000 or 120, it doesn't seem like a whole lot. But what if the purchase price was $400,000? Dude, $400,000, 3% of that, bro, minus 3%. Hold on a second. Minus 3%. That's $12,000. So if you pay for the seller closing costs, let's just say $10,000. $10,000 is going to come out of the profit. And then what if over here the purchase price was $350,000? $350,000, man, minus 3%. Dude, that's another, let's just say $10,000. So that's already you losing $20,000 on this deal. So that's the downside about, doing a double closing. RJ talks about novation. Yes, novation, man, right now I would say majority of our deals, we're actually trying to do a novation. But I've already done a novation. I think I've done like 3 or 4 videos on novation already. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. But I'm running out of time. I got to go pick up lawn, and then we got to hit the gym. But RJ, thank you so much for the love, support. For those of you who haven't followed RJ, go ahead and give my man a follow. This cat right here is a freaking beast and such a go-giver. But that's all the time I have. Once again, you guys, I hope you enjoy this video. And if you implement the 3 strategies that I actually share with you, I promise you, it will help your company close 1 extra wholesale deal a month. For those of you who's new into the game and have never done a deal before, even that strategy can get you to close your first wholesale deal. The info's there. The choice is yours. Until next time, you guys, let's go get this money. I'm out. Later, RJ.